Hey guys, Chris Hardiman here, coming at you again. We are going back-to-back hospitality, but always with a little bit of focus on real estate as well. And today we are here with my good buddy, Logan Berkowitz, owner, partner, and Enzo's on the Lake, also a local realtor here in Orlando. And we're gonna chat a little bit about everything.
No problem. I was actually here. You're at the restaurant. Thank you for coming out.
You live at the restaurant.
No, during the day sometime.
All right, it's good. Let's start way back.
Okay.
Because we're going to talk about how we got here. Did you work through college?
Yeah. I worked at the night library. If anyone's watching this and they've been in Orlando in the last 20 years, they know exactly what the night library is.
Yeah.
I worked there for John, who's my partner in this.
Nice. All right. So let's talk through that. And we can like break it up because, you know, we got to like segment a little bit, do like the little clips.
Yeah.
Talk us through the journey. Logan Berkowitz at UCF, working for Johnny at Night Library, to Logan Berkowitz today, partners with Johnny, owning this beautiful Enzo's on the Lake.
Well, it's a hockey story. Make it real fast.
Yeah.
Play hockey at RDV. Played against Johnny. Had no clue who each other were.
Yeah.
And then I get hired by his GM at the time.
Okay.
And he meets me for the first time, and he gives me the eyes, and he looks, and he's like, I know you from somewhere. I don't like you. I remember you on the hockey rink. We played against each other.
Yeah.
Then we became really close friends for a very long time now. Obviously, one of my closest friends. We opened up a bar in Daytona Beach called 509 Lounge.
Okay.
That's going on its 16th year, I think, 15th or 16th year.
Yeah.
Then we opened up the Attic in downtown Orlando with some other people. We sold that 3 years ago, and that place lasted for, God, I think Attic was going on maybe 14 years at the time, 13 years.
Attic had a run in hospitality that's kind of like unprecedented for like success, continuity.
I will definitely take credit for Brandon Gears, who is literally doesn't get enough credit for Mr. EDM of downtown Orlando. I mean, he was the one that was forethinking doing house music parties as a residency. I mean, every night was just house music. Were places years ago where they were mixing in a song or two, and you know, this is 2007, 8, 9, and then he was like, no, house music 24/7.
Yeah.
And then obviously tons of places around town started bringing in big acts, and the Attic was definitely a staple in downtown Orlando for many years.
So you guys collectively sold Attic. What were the other ones? Because it was all went in like one bulk.
Yeah, the
sale.
Attic and the basement and the Treehouse. Treehouse was kind of a little craft cocktail bar.
Yeah.
That was upstairs with Attic, and downstairs was the basement, which luckily we got, you know, a little famous for a second for doing free beer till UCF wins. That was on the season where we were 0-3, I think. We said once UCF wins, we'll stop giving away free beer. And UCF didn't win the entire season. So we gave free beer away the entire season.
Yeah.
And, you know, ESPN, the whole thing, we made it all the way up to the top with kind of our notoriety. And then, thank God, we won at some point in the beginning of next season. But they were fun times in downtown Orlando. We had really good times.
Yeah. And then you decided to sell all that. And like your timing ended up being crazy because it was like right before the law change happened. Right?
Yeah, I think timing was more lucky. I think most of us were kind of a step out of downtown, just with where we're at with our lives. We found a group that wanted to take it over and keep it rocking, and they have, and that was kind of that. The whole law thing and all that was just luck. We really had dumb luck. I mean, it was just, hey, we were all, you know, in our late 30s. It was time to step away from the downtown Orlando scene, and we did that. And then here we are. I mean, I'd say while that was occurring, my business partner calls me up and says, hey, I'm going to buy an Italian restaurant that's been around since 1980.
This place is an institution.
It is, right? And it was my first time here when we came to check it out together. He had eaten here a couple times.
Yeah.
And I left that night full. He calls me the next day. He's like, what do you think? I'm like, absolutely not. This is the worst idea ever. Why do we want to get into food? And he's like, no, this is going to be the greatest thing ever.
Yeah.
And now flash forward, 3 years, almost 3 years, and it has been.
Yeah.
I mean, this place, to a lot of people, is like home. It really is. I mean, I'm not making up this number, 30, 40 people have come up to me and hugged me in these 3 years saying, thank you for saving this place. Not that the old owner wasn't doing an incredible job, but she was stepping away, and they were very fearful that someone was going to come in and change everything or knock the place down. And I'm telling you, with tears in their eyes, I've had tons of people hug me saying, thank you for saving the place and continuing on this journey. So it's been a ton of fun.
Yeah. Wow. So how, like, when you're going through something like that, when you're buying a business that's been here since 1980.
Right, before I was born.
Yeah,
You too.
before you were born, and me too.
Yeah.
How do you walk the fine line of making the improvements you need to make as a business owner for the business to continue to improve, do the things you need to do, but not blow up all that history and that familiarity that the customers who have been coming since 1980 have grown to know and love and expect? Like, how the hell do you do that?
Fine line. I mean, that's the $1 million question, because again, John and I come into it without fine dining experience. So we said to ourselves, you know, what does this place need? Maybe it needs a little bit of a cleanup. You know, maybe it needs to advertise to a different clientele that's not coming here already, and not screw it up for the clientele that's already coming here. I mean, we kept everyone in the kitchen from the chef down.
Yep.
We kept everyone on the front of the house staff from, you know, Susan, who's been here for 35 years down. And we basically said, look, we're here to learn with you guys. We want to keep this place rocking and rolling. There's going to be some mistakes along the way, but we'll get back to the middle. And 3 years later, I think it's worked out really well.
That's incredible. And like, so kind of bring it full circle to real estate. When you bought this business, the real estate was part of the deal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
like, this is, I can't turn my head to the left, I slept funny, but this is sweet real estate.
It is. It is. I mean, I would say when people talk about Enzo's, they talk about the food quality, and they talk about the service, and then they talk about the locations, probably the third.
Yeah.
So, you know, sitting here on a skiable lake, it's just beautiful. It's unbelievable. And taking advantage of that, people having beautiful sunsets and beautiful views for when they're eating dinner. It's definitely a game changer. To have that ability levels you up.
Yeah. And now you've got a great new deck.
And we have a great new deck. We need a segment to that. Look, when we took this place over, we realized it was missing a large bar where you could get dinner service. There's a small bar. That was one of the things. And the second thing that people have always said to me is we want more options outside for food and drinks. And we said, okay, option to eat outside and a bar. We built a beautiful bar outside with some tables. And now you have the ability to eat dinner outside, at the bar, at a table, and really just enjoy the night outside as well.
Yeah. So like, let's go back in history again. We're jumping all over. Because you were always, well, always, since college, you've been in hospitality, and then you got into fine dining with Enzo's, but we met through residential real estate.
Sure.
That's how you and I kind of started linking up, because you started doing that pretty heavily at the beginning of the pandemic.
I would say, you know, a year or two before is when, like we said, with the
2018?
with the downtown bars, as Brandon and I were kind of transitioning out of it, we started doing real estate because it was something else to supplement our income, something else that we enjoyed, and it was something that was completely different than what we had done. And then, stuck with it and built a relationship with you and some other good partners around town, and it's been fun. It's been a journey. Definitely has.
Would you say, and of course the answer is yes, so maybe I'll go a little bit deeper. What are lessons that you learned in hospitality that helped you be a successful realtor?
Just be honest with people. I mean, honestly, my biggest thing in real estate, and I think one of the reasons why I find that Chris and I and our group and our people are successful is being honest with them right away. And maybe that's from running businesses, being in front of people in his hospitality, being in front of employees for so many years now. It's like people just want to be told the truth. If you can be honest with them, even if it's not what they want to hear. Example, you go into a listing appointment and you have a number for what someone's house is worth, and you say it's worth $500,000. Well, we could have another realtor come in and say it's worth $600,000. And we lose deals all the time because people say, well, this person thinks it's worth more. Again, I'd rather be honest with you because I know you're not going to have a good experience, and in 6 months you're going to be wishing you were listening to the honest person in the first place. You're not going to win with everyone like that, but at the end of the day, if you tell people the truth and you're honest with them, I think they can look you back in the eye and you could feel good about yourself versus playing the game. I think that's the toughest thing with real estate.
Not to mention, like, who has time to beat around the bush? Like, we're all too busy to screw around and not get to the point, get to the objection, hopefully overcome it and get to the other side.
Maybe it took a lot of years in real estate to learn that, but that is the truth. I would rather go straight through and not get a deal or not get somebody's business than knowing it would take me so much to actually get a deal done because we're not on the same page.
Is that the number one piece of advice you'd go back and give Logan at the beginning of his real estate career?
beginning of his life. Look, I was in student government at UCF. That's kind of what got everything started for me at UCF. Ran for student body vice president in 2007, won. Ran for student body president in 2008, won. Definitely didn't take advantage of any of those relationships because look where I'm at now. But looking back, I'm laughing at myself thinking, I cannot believe that I did that. But I think even then, when you're president of a university as a student, I had $1 million budget that was my budget.
Really?
I mean, yeah, because you basically get the entire activity service fee. And you're basically in charge of it. Now, that number is a ridiculous number, 20 million.
Yeah.
Now, 19 of it is earmarked, or, you're basically, they're like, sign here so you feel good about yourself. But you do have about $1 million discretionary budget where I hire people. I mean, I had a staff of maybe 15 to 20 people that you're literally paying weekly. And that was at, 21 years old. That's a pretty big education right there.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
How were you doing that, working at the bars and managing to still get a degree?
Not very well. See, this is another great story. This is my favorite student government story of all time.
I've never heard this story, so
No.
this is great for me. Yeah.
This was, I remember I'm in student government, and right away, when I win, you get kind of brought into, I don't even want to say what the group is, but there's someone that makes sure that you don't embarrass yourself, okay? Kind of looking over your shoulder as an advisor. And the first bit of advice they told me is,
wait, hold on. They make sure you don't embarrass yourself like socially now that you have this new title, or they make sure you don't embarrass yourself in the role that you have been elected
everything.
to? All
Just
the
life.
above.
I mean, you were going to dinners with the board of trustees and all of these big shots that are making decisions at the university because they want a student there.
Yeah.
And I mean, I don't know what fork I eat salad out of. I'm drinking